The Houston Texans have a golden opportunity to steal a road victory this Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens, and we're going to give you the reasons why, as their media availabilities this week have been very insightful as to how this team is approaching this game and how locked in they are. So all those quotes are going to be revealed to you right here in this episode of Texans Digest. Hello, everybody. I am your host, Donovan Ricondo. I appreciate you joining us. As always, if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do so now if you want to stay up to date on all of your Texans content. That's news, that's rumors, that's all types of content right here on this channel. We're going to get straight into what we're talking about today. The Texans have been giving their thoughts about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. As Lamar Jackson, as many of you know, is probably not going to be playing in this game on Sunday. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks to deal with an injury that he has. But Demeco Ryans has weighed in on this injury concern about Lamar Jackson. And does that mean to take it easy for this game, that it's an automatic dub? That is absolutely not what Demeco Ryans wants to put forth to his team, to the media. He says this. He says, quote, "You have to be aware of everyone. Of course, we all understand Lamar and the caliber of player he is. He's an outstanding player, one of the best players in the league, one of the best players of this generation. He changes the game tremendously, and he's done an outstanding job with that team. They still have explosive players who Lamar is getting the football to. If Cooper Rush, who's projected to start this Sunday for the Ravens, has to come in and play, he still has very capable guys he can get the ball to." And he went on to continue saying, quote, "It doesn't really matter to us. We just have to be on the details when it comes to the defense and how we play. We have to play our style. We have to rep our style every single snap. We do that and we play together. We play with awareness from our defensive line, linebackers, to all our guys in the back end. Everybody has to be aware. Play with great eye discipline. That's how you go out and you played good defense against this team." And I really like what he is preaching to his team here. He's preaching what they've been preaching all season, and nothing is different for this game, whether or not Lamar Jackson plays. The defense has to absolutely lock in. The defense has to be focused, take it one play at a time, and to get this team, hopefully, another shutout or another low-scoring game for the opponent team. And so the defense so far this season has been one of the best defenses in the NFL. I believe they're top 5 in the NFL as of right now. And so to see that and to see that they are going to have us in this game no matter what is a good thing to hear if you're CJ Stroud, if you're the offensive coordinator Nick Caley, if you're a young rookie like Woody Marks, who had a fantastic Week 4, which we'll get to more about what his thoughts are on this Week 5 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. But it's all very good stuff to see and to hear Demeco Ryans preach this. This is why he is HC. This is why he's head coach. It's for things like this and to make sure that this team stays on track. And the other person that's not overlooking this Ravens team, especially their defense, is CJ Stroud, as the Houston Texans quarterback has given credit to where it's due with the Baltimore Ravens defense. He had some nice things to say about the Baltimore Ravens defense, saying, quote, "They're playing really good ball for the most part. Of course, they're giving up some explosives here and there, but there's always really good. Roquan's always great. Their D-line is always good. I know they're dealing with some injuries, but they always have good players. Regardless of if it's 1s, 2s, 3s, so on, they'll be prepared. I know they'll be motivated. They're in a boat like we are, trying to find wins. It'll be a battle no matter who plays." And I love this. I absolutely love this from CJ Stroud because he brings up a very great point. And it's, as fans, it's great to see this play out because, as you know, the Texans are 1-3. Somehow the Ravens are also 1-3. They are in a hole. They are in a terrible hole that they do not want to be in, considering that they are in the AFC North. They're a very competitive division, a very competitive team. And so to see these two teams battle it out, to see exactly which of their seasons is going to go in the up direction, which is going to go in the down, is fun to watch as a fan. Now the Texans did lose this game. I do think there's some time to build and to make sure that they get better for the race for the AFC South. But nevertheless, this is a very important game for both teams, and it's going to be probably really scrappy on the offensive and defensive ends for the Texans and Ravens, respectively. But CJ Stroud not overlooking this team and is giving them all the props. He's taking this very, very seriously. This is a very good Ravens defense. They always have been historically, have been a very good defensive team. And so that is point number 2. Can this Texans offense kind of do what they did in the fourth quarter of last week? Can they translate that momentum? Can they translate that ability to move the ball around and to score to the first quarter of this Ravens game? I mean, if we can do that and score in the first quarter, that's what I want to see most of, is to be able to score either in the first quarter or in the first half to get this team going. It always takes them a long time to kind of figure out their steps and to kind of figure out if their offense is going to work for the night. And so that's what I want to see most from this team, is can you lock in like that and make sure that you are set and ready to go and have an opening drive, a touchdown opening drive, field goal, whatever it may be, to set the tone against this Baltimore Ravens defense, who have a tremendous home crowd over there in Baltimore. But there is one last point that I want to bring up about how locked in these Texans are, and I mentioned him earlier. That's Woody Marks, rookie running back, who has had himself a great week, and he's had himself a great week 4 against the Tennessee Titans. And Woody Marks had shared his mindset ahead of this Ravens matchup. And, during the victory last week, he had over 100 yards for 2 total touchdowns. The most productive player last week. And he's been getting a lot more attention. The Ravens are a good team to have him get even more attention with how he is able to play. The Baltimore Ravens defense are bottom 6 in the NFL for rushing yards allowed per game. That's 141.3 yards allowed per game. EPA rush allowed is a plus 0.12 and tied for allowing the most rushing touchdowns in the league at 7 through the first 4 weeks of action. So in terms of the ground game, if Woody Marks can put his best foot forward once again, I know they play the Tennessee Titans. I know they had the least chance of winning a Super Bowl this year, but if he can translate this to a Baltimore Ravens defense, I think that is great news for the Texans. I think it's very, very doable considering these stats right here, and is a good upside for not only the Texans, but to us, the Texans faithful. Now, Marks has consistently gotten more reps in the Texans' offense from week to week next to veteran Nick Chubb, and finally took those in full stride for week 4 against Titans, posting career highs in every major stat category, and it has a chance to capitalize against Baltimore. I expected him to get more snaps in practice. I expected him to kind of, be more involved in the first team offense throughout the week. And Woody Marks has expressed his kind of opinions about how he's also approaching this week right here, saying just staying laser focused no matter what the outcome was last week. Last week was last week. Just got to go out and get to work. Every game, I kind of felt like I was getting better at something. Just me feeling myself. Just going against that defense, I kind of felt like I was well prepared. I can play in this league because there's some great guys on that side. And so I love the confidence that he is obtaining every single week with how he's playing. That is crucial for a young guy, especially in the NFL, when you can go out there and you can juke your defenders in front of you, and you can score 2 touchdowns and rush for 100 yards in only the week 4 of your first NFL season. That is a huge, huge motivating factor for him as a player. And I, as a Texan fan, as a new fan, love to see that for him and see it all kind of work out. But of course, there's still much more things to work on for Woody Marks. He says, me personally, I'm approaching it. I just want to come home for the win. Haven't won a road game in a year coming from college. So I just want to get the feeling of coming back home on the plane, winning the game. And the amount of how important this can be for not only Woody Marks, right, but for the entire team is to get a pretty big road win against a Baltimore Ravens, who are a very, very talented, a well-coached team as well. I know they don't have Lamar Jackson this Sunday, but to get a win on the road against them could be a huge confidence booster for this team. I am telling you, it could be the thing that puts this team right on track. And that is what we are hoping for this Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be a very exciting game. It's going to be a very pivotal game. As I've said, both teams 1-3. And I want everybody here to drop some score predictions for this Sunday. What do you got going for me? I think, if you ask me, I'm going to go something like 24-14. I'm going to go 24-14 in favor of the Houston Texans this Sunday. I don't think the Ravens offense is going to get as much as they want without Lamar Jackson. I think the offense is going to have some spurts here and there and be able to score 24 points. They had 26 last week. I think 24 would be the score I would give them this week. And so let me know in the comments score predictions for this Sunday. I am your host, Donovan Ricondo. It's an exciting week of Texans football. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.